I like building stuff rather than solving errors or fixing bugs. So the project that I worked upon in GSoC was related to contributor behavior. The mentors sat with me for around 2 hours and helped me to set up the organization. So for proposal writing, the first thing that I did was asking people who have gotten selected previously. So if they can share me their proposals so that I can get a better idea of how to create one. I would say the number of PR doesn't matter. The only thing that will matter is the
Hi guys, Jaideep this side. So I myself have been, part of the Google Summer of Code twice back in the years 2019 and 2020. I have been a GSoC mentor as well, for over, around close to 6 years. I'm right now a GSoC org admin as well at an open source organization called Aussie. So yeah, today we are here on this call talk about a particular program and in general what open source is. So today I'm here with the students of Polaris School of Technology. So from Polaris, 9 students have cracked Google Summer of Code this year. So in this video, we'll basically talk about their journeys. How did they find the right organization for them, how did they write their proposals. At the end of the day you should find all your answers to the questions you were having so far, related to GSoC and open source in general. Welcome Akshat on this interview call. Pretty curious and excited to learn more about your journey and what exactly did you do, and which organization did you contribute to. But even going before that, I'd ideally want to know what coding really meant to you in general. When did you start coding? What essentially sparkled you, like sparkled coding for you, to be very specific. So if you can just help me understand a little bit about that.
Yeah. So, hello everyone. I am Akshat Baranwal, and the first line of code that I wrote was after coming to my college. So, yeah, I think after learning about coding and other stuff, the first thing that came to my mind was I like building stuff. Rather than fixing bugs or doing something creative, I like building things which are actually useful. So, that's how I got into my project. So the project that I worked upon in GSoC was related to contributor behavior, which is especially helpful to contributor maintainers. So that's how it went for me.
Got it. So which organization did you talk about? Like which, what was the organization name where you started, like got into GSoC for?
Okay. So I was working with Chaos. It's one of the organization in GSoC.
Okay. And what was the project about? Where you were like what you were working on?
Okay. So what we say is whenever there's a open source repository, new contributors comes and they'll contribute for maybe 1 or 2 times and they'll just leave after that. So there's no way how to know whether on what basis they are actually lacking, they're facing problems. So that's where my project comes in. Since I have created visualization on their behaviors, where they have dropped off, where they might be facing problems as per the data that I pulled you from GitHub. So it helps the community maintainers, the open source repository maintainers to know what improvements they can do and what are the other things they should do to improve their organization even more.
Got it. That sounds pretty exciting, yeah. But the one thing I would like to understand is like like I would like to take you to the time where you were probably thinking about applying for, let's say, Chaos, right? You were thinking to apply or probably submit a proposal here. What made you feel that this is probably good organization for you, right? Probably there are hundreds and whatever 200s of organizations who are there on the GSoC portal, right? And everyone who comes on that organization ka archive page, people are confused which organization to look for or which projects to go for, right? So what did what rather made it happen for this particular organization to be in your suitability list where you can probably submit a proposal for. So what made it click for this particular organization, this particular project for you?
There were a couple of reasons, I would say. The first thing was, as I said previously, I like building stuff rather than solving errors or fixing bugs. So the project was something which I had to build from scratch. So it actually incites me a lot that I'm building from scratch. And again, I was working with Python, and there was one more library that I had to learn, which was Plotly. So learning new things, learning new tech is also very exciting. And the third reason I would say is the mentors were highly, very, very responsive in this particular organization. We were having weekly meetings, and especially the mentors were highly, very highly responsive. And because of my previous organization that I chose previously, there the mentors didn't used to respond very easily or very quickly. So all those things gave me a boost that yes, this is the organization I really want to work with, because people are very friendly. They are ready to solve my problems. And even one of the times when I was facing problem in setting up the organization locally, the mentors sat with me for around 2 hours and helped me to set up the organization. So I think these kind of acts that people do will actually help others to contribute in a particular organization.
Nice, nice. That sounds, pretty, motivating to be, the least. So nice. Would also want to know, like, I think this is also a question in general for a lot of, students, to be very specific, people who, are contributing to open source. Like, what should be, how do you, go about, solving your first issue, right? I'm sure a lot of, these students are, seeing a lot of issues on different GitHub repositories. How do you pick your first issue in, let's say, a very, big project, like, the project where you were working on, and I'm sure a lot of other people are seeing a lot of projects. So how do you pick that first issue? How do you go about things thereafter, right? What is the, let's say, a contribution rhythm which you should keep? How many PRs should you raise frequently? Like, any kind of information, or what did you follow, rather, in your journey, to be very specific?
So the very first thing that I did was I searched for tags. In issues, there are tags. So I searched for good first issues, and they are the issues which are very easy to solve. I mean, they are quite easy to solve rather than the other issues. So I think these are the issues that anyone should opt for first. And again, I would say the number of PR doesn't matter. The only thing that will matter uh, is the way you are solving. For example, if one of the PR is highly, highly needed, it is solving a major issue rather than getting a number of PRs, maybe 10 or 15, if you are doing only two PRs which are very meaningful. So I would say meaningful PRs counts more than the number of PRs. Each and every meaningful contribution will help us to learn more things, to go deeper about the organization, to learn more things about the organization, how the software is working, how everything is coming up together. And even if if you are facing any problem, one can just ask the mentors, can you recommend me a issue that I you think I should solve? So I think the mentors will also suggest you some of the issues. They'll assign you the issues.
Got it. Got it. Nice here. I think in GSoC there's a step in the process where you need to write or draft up a proposal, right? And then you also need to submit this proposal and see whether it gets accepted or not. So I would want to you to talk a little bit about this proposal writing for you, again, in very specific terms. What did you write in your proposal? What was the format you followed? And in general, what are some hacks, maybe, like, people should keep in mind, at least how they should structure their proposal? What all pointers should they keep in mind, that they should include these pointers in their proposal and not miss out?
Yeah, so for proposal writing, the first thing that I did was asking people who have gotten selected previously. So if they can share me their proposal so that I can get a better idea of how to create one. So from there, I got a basic idea that what are the things that I should write. For example, I have to explain how am I going to solve that particular project. What are the steps I'll be taking? What are the timelines that I want to follow and I'll be following. So these are the things that after reading a few proposals I got to know. And then some of the organization also releases their template of the proposal. So for example, my organization shared me a template in the format in which I should write the proposal. I was following that template. And then again, while writing proposals, the first thing is, since your proposal is gonna be long, maybe 15 pages around, so it will tend to become boring. Let's say if I'm a maintainer, I'll feel bored after reading few pages. So to make it attractive, or I should say to make it more readable, we should add more pictures, maybe flow diagrams, and explain. And we should try. add tables, and we should try to explain concepts and the way we are solving the issue or the project in a more pictorial way rather than just plain and simple paragraphs. And again, while writing the timeline, we should definitely discuss with the mentors. I discussed with my mentor how the timeline should go for this particular project. And then again, finally, the main content should be how you are gonna solve this particular project. So I think these are the few pointers that anyone should follow.
So nice. I think one last question which I would want you to rather take upon is, what would be an advice for, let's say, anyone watching this video and like probably is just staring at the organization list which the GSoC archive provides, right? And just thinking that how should I go about things? How should I just let's say take a bet on a particular organization or a particular project and rather submit a proposal. So what would be couple of lines of advices for them, and what should be their next steps? So if you can just give a short answer on that, like for people who are watching this.
So the first thing would be to know about what open source really means. Go and read documents. Go and try to understand how GSoC works, how GSoC actually participates, how the organization participates. Then try to explore organization. The first step that anyone should do. Explore organization because there are 100 to 150 organizations, I think. So, and choosing two or three organization gets very difficult. So, explore organization and just raise a small peer. Then you'll realize how things are working. Then one can work on medium issues and draft your proposal.
Nice, yeah, awesome. I think that those were some pretty valuable chunks of information for anyone who is watching. Cool, yeah. Thanks, Akshat, for your valuable inputs, and I'm sure people watching this will definitely take away something from this. So yeah, thank you.